Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about the legal processes in a hospital industry. So why I'm calling a hospital an industry is because in today's time hospitals are healthcare industries. They are not a simple walk-in like you go to a doctor in the olden times and you get a personal consult. Nowadays every patient considers their birthright to have the best medical care facility. Whether a patient or patient's family can afford it or not, they do seek premium healthcare facility. And hospitals have learned from their experience in the past and have a secure form of process operations to secure themselves from any litigation or liability. Every hospital is like a small city. It will have a fire department, it will have logistics, it will have a drugstore, procurement, and it will have a small or maybe even big pantry or nutrition department, providing food to the inpatients, patients admitted in the hospital. Every hospital will have a transport department for ambulances, doctors, nurses. And so basically, a hospital is a city within a city, and it is a very, very specialized industry. They will have a laundry department, so on and so forth. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about a patient and a doctor relationship and with respect to a corporate healthcare industry. So all the big hospitals today have a legal team which safeguards their liability, and you as a patient, when you walk in, you cannot straight away go and meet the doctor. First, you will go to the billing department. You will get certain billing done. Supposing your doctor says that you have to get the patient admitted, again you will go to the inpatient billing department. So everything is very streamlined, very um specialized in a hospital. It is not like an ordinary hospital, private hospital, where you can just walk in and get your treatment done. So every hospital has a checklist, and there will be a lot of informed consent that you will be signing off. So what is a consent form? Hospitals try to safeguard themselves from any legal liability, and therefore they ask the patient and their patient's families to sign several consent forms. In case of any untoward incident, the hospital will not be liable, the doctor and the nurses will not be liable, and it will be assumed that because the patient's family and the patient themselves have signed a consent form, they will not be in future litigating against the hospital or the hospital staff, which in best interest have conducted a particular medical procedure by the informed consent of the patient and the patient's family. So, does this mean that a doctor or a hospital or a nursing staff can get away with their criminal negligence? What is criminal negligence? What is taught, and what action can be taken against a hospital or a doctor or a negligent nursing staff or any other medical healthcare professional? So, criminal negligence means an ordinary duty of care expected from any person of any average person of reasonable prudence. Any average person of reasonable prudence, wisdom has to exercise an ordinary duty of care, and if that particular person omits to do their ordinary duty of care towards a patient, in ensuring that the patient is safe and there is no negligence, will be when an ordinary duty of care towards a patient is not exercised by a doctor. Sometimes what doctors do is some procedure that they are supposed to perform themselves, they are going to delegate it to their experienced nursing staff, which is also a form of negligence, criminal negligence. What is the tort? Sometimes when there is a wrong which is done, which is a civil or a criminal wrong, but there is no criminal offense or criminal definition of that particular omission or commission, that category of wrongs falls under torts. So in medical cases like litigation of this sort, where hospitals and doctors, nurses are involved, healthcare professionals are involved, it can either be an actionable wrong, which is a tort, or it can be criminal negligence covered under IPC. It can also be culpable homicide also sometimes, and a lot of patients file cases in the consumer forum. What the doctors and the healthcare industries are trying to say nowadays is that the contract between a patient and a doctor or a healthcare personnel is that of a personal contract, to which I disagree. I do not think that the doctors and healthcare professionals or healthcare industries are excluded from the jurisdiction of Consumer Protection Act. The relationship between a patient and a doctor or a hospital is that of a fiduciary relationship, and the when a patient is signing consent forms, he is um, signing off his control in to the doctor and the hospital. So in the name of informed consent, the doctors have in a way signed off their liability and put the responsibility on the patient and their family. But the control of the doctor and the hospital remains on the patient even after discharge, because sometimes we have seen that the hospitals do not hand over the dead bodies of the patient to the loved ones until the billing is clear. So this is a form of a control, sadly so, but yes, this is a form of a control. And therefore, in my humble opinion, doctors and healthcare professionals are still covered under the Consumer Protection Act. If at all there is a reasoning that they are not covered under the Consumer Protection Act, I would like to suggest to the lawmakers that there should be a specialized tribunal uh, conducting such cases in a fast track manner, in which doctors can be made accountable, and at the same time, if there is a frivolous litigation by scorned family members who are unable to cope up with the loss of a family member, then such doctors can be, such cases can be decided within 15 days, disposed of by the special tribunal, fast track court, or in hospital medical board, and so that the doctor is available to attend to the other patients in the population, because India is already very short of doctors and healthcare professionals, so they have to be readily available to come back and attend to other patients. I was talking about how there is a checklist in every hospital to ensure that there is no untoward incident. So, hospitals have learned from their own mistakes and they have a very streamlined process and operation in order. So, before an operation, a lot of informed consent forms are signed. Then there is a checklist for doctors, then there is a separate checklist for nurses, then there are cross consultation forms, there is something called as admission checklist, discharge summary, cross consultation, patient valuables and record, clinical chart, clinical assessments of doctors, nurses feedback, nurses day to day report, doctors day to day report, patient and family education report, whether the patient and their family were made to understand what is the procedure, what are the risks, what are the benefits, pros and cons of a particular procedure, any past medical history, any past allergy, food allergy, drug allergy. There is ICU procedure sheet, there is consent form for anesthesia, education of family members in fall prevention, after the medical procedure, during the medical procedure, inside and outside of the hospital. Then there is an assessment report, ICU flow sheet, different, so on and so forth. So hospitals have all systems, all kinds of checklists, so that in case there is a future litigation, they can come back to their notes, they can come back to their nurses feedback, doctors feedback, see the day-to-day report and find out the weak link in the chain, and so that the accountability of a particular person is fixed, or such mistakes are not repeated in the future. In my practice as a legal professional, I have seen claims of 9 crores against hospitals and doctors for negligence towards a particular patient. What happens in corporate hospitals is they are so overworked, they are so staffed sometimes, and they are so overwhelmed with attending to patients. They have to give consultations, they have to perform surgeries, then they have to come back and give more consultations, book more surgeries, complete more targets, because ultimately healthcare industry is a profit oriented industry. And why not? If there is profit orientation, if there is motive, then only you will get premium world class kind of healthcare. There is nothing wrong in being profit oriented. What the hospitals have to keep in check is they should not have a target based system. They should have more doctors, more doctors should be less overburdened, so that there is less likelihood of having criminal negligence due to overwork, complete burnt out, and completely overwhelmed doctors and nursing staff. For example, I sometimes hospitals have learned from their mistakes. For example, earlier there used to be doctors used to write in writing that 0.5 ml saline injection be given. I'm just giving an example. And supposing the nurse misses out on the decimal. So hospitals learned from their mistakes, and then they came not only in written instruction to the nurse on what is the dosage of the injection, they also gave oral instructions and asked for the nurse to speak back the oral instructions, so that there is no communication gap or communication error. Otherwise, in such cases, even there is a death of a patient. And hospitals have a very robust legal team to safeguard their own reputation, safeguard their own doctors, nurses, and healthcare professionals. So, in the eventuality of gross criminal negligence, patients can file a case of criminal negligence with the police, or they can go to the consumer forum. But I believe that there should be a specialized medical tribunal, fast track court, so that doctors can so that such cases can be decided earliest and doctors can return back to their work. Or if they are found criminally negligent, then an accountability can be fixed. Hospitals are also liable by way of vicarious liability, which is actually a tort. So vicarious liability is a legal principle we use in the cases of tort. So I hope there is more understanding of patient and doctor relationship after listening to this video. And also, oftentimes patients indulge in very violent, abusive behavior with nursing staff and hospital staff, which is absolutely wrong. It is a criminal offense, and such patients, such people, such criminal elements should be dealt with strictly, because what they are doing is they are further dividing a hospital and a doctor and a patient relationship, which actually is that of healing and therapeutic. So if there is a big divide, then doctors will become indifferent, they will become more negligent. So if you want to have premium healthcare, then you also have to have a mutual respect for each other, which goes both for hospitals and doctors and patients. So let me know if there is something new you have learned from this video. I would love to listen to your feedback. Thank you and have a good day. I also hope that nobody needs a doctor, but the fact of the matter is we all do at some point of time. So till then, eat well, pray and do yoga and do pranayam and be healthy. God bless you.